South Africa's high-powered legal team urged the International Court of Justice at The Hague to assert its authority on Thursday, 11 January 2024. The following day, Israel asked the ICJ to throw out SA's curated and inaccurate genocide case. This is what happened. In a packed peace palace, South Africa took Israel to the World Court, arguing that it is committing genocide in Gaza. With a top legal team of 9 and a delegation led by Justice Minister Ronald Lamola, South Africa argued that Israel has genocidal intent in Palestine and asked the court to order 6 specific actions to end the carnage. The actions include ending military action, stopping the killing, opening up humanitarian corridors to prevent a coming famine, and allowing the free and safe birth of Palestinian babies. Advocate Adila Hassim, opening for South Africa, told the ICJ that the proceedings under the Genocide Convention expressed the essence of our shared humanity.
This killing is nothing short of destruction of Palestinian life. It is inflicted deliberately. No one is spared, not even newborn babies.
She said that Israel had warned it would continue for a year and said that without an order from the court, the horror would not cease. Hassim grouped the conduct into 4 categories of acts that could be regarded as genocidal. The first genocidal act is the mass killing of civilians in Gaza. The second genocidal act is the severe bodily and mental harm Palestinians faced. The third is actions that make life impossible to sustain. Hassim said that 85% of Gazans had been repeatedly displaced. The fourth is a military assault on Gaza's health system. Advocate Tembeka Ngcukaitobi told the court that Israel's leaders had declared their genocidal intent.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, in his address to the Israeli forces on 28 October 2023, preparing for the invasion of Gaza, urged the soldiers to remember what Amalek has done to you. This refers to the biblical command by God to Saul for the retaliatory destruction of an entire group of people.
In response to this argument, Israel said, when it presented its defense on Friday, 12 January, that statements by cabinet members, army chiefs, and Knesset members, which South Africa said were genocidal in intent, were only random quotes made in the heat of the Hamas attack of October 7. It also argued that the ICJ did not have the jurisdiction to hear the genocide case South Africa brought because critical conditions had not been met. It asked the court to throw out South Africa's case. British barrister Malcolm Shaw Casey argued that South Africa had not declared a dispute and that efforts by Israel to open talks had been rebuffed.
It is thus disingenuous for Professor Dugard to conclude that Israel must have been aware from South Africa's public statements, démarches and referral to the ICC of Israel's genocidal acts that a dispute existed between the two states. It is thus our conclusion that South Africa has failed to demonstrate the prima facie jurisdiction of the court.
Israel argued that it is only targeting Hamas and has never intended to kill Palestinian civilians. It largely blames their deaths on Hamas, which it says has used them as human shields. Dr. Taubecker, legal advisor to Israel's foreign ministry, argued that South Africa had exhibited willful blindness in its application for Israel to be found plausibly engaged in genocide. An interim decision is expected by the court in 10 to 14 days, while the substance of the case could take years to argue. This is a developing story. Stay informed, stay engaged, and follow Daily Maverick for news and in-depth analysis.